I was finishing up physical therapy school, and I was out in California at Loma Linda doing one of my rotations, and he was a nurse working at the hospital, and my clinical instructor introduced me, and anyway, and to make a long story short, he gave me a ride to work one day. We didn't go out or anything, and then I graduated, moved to Bakersfield, California, and I was at our hospital Christmas party one day, and I looked up and I'm like, the guy that was singing on the stage, I'm like, I know that guy. How do I know that guy? And I asked my friend, and she was like, I don't know that guy. And anyway, he ended up like stopping the concert. He's like, we're going to take a break now. And he comes down to where I am. He's like, hi, Denise. And I was like, Doe! How did you remember my name?
Because I'm that good.
Yeah, our first date was really atypical. We went with a bunch of people to Mammoth for 5 days. That was our first date. You're like, 3-hour car.
Yeah, that was a dangerous date.
Yeah.
You just say, okay, I'm gonna.
It was really gutsy.
Let's go out for a 5-day date.
I can't believe I actually said yes. But like skiing at Mammoth.
Yeah.
How bad could it be? Like, you know what I'm saying?
We dated, or we got engaged, and it was about 10 months later we got married.
Yeah, and we dated for 2 years before that, so.
Okay, the story goes like this. See, I wanted to ask her, I had this perfect plan. So what I was going to do is, outside the Mission Inn in Southern California, Mission Inn in Riverside, they have all the lights for the Christmas lights. It's gorgeous, right? They have these like lighted carriages with horse-drawn carriages. It's going to be great. So I sing in this a cappella group, these guys, and so we were going to get into a carriage. Her friend was going to get her all gussied up. She was going to be all pretty and everything. Going to the Nutcracker, and let's stop by the Mission Inn to see the lights before we get there, which was part of it. But what was going to happen is they were going to walk around and stop and look at a certain point. That's when I wanted to coordinate the carriage to pull up. We would get out of the carriage. They would be like, what are you doing here? Then we would sing. We were going to sing a song. I think it was Earth Angel or something, a cappella guys. And then I would ask her to marry me. And then the two of us would get onto the carriage, and then we'd take off to dinner at Mario's, which is a really fancy restaurant. So
it was
really cold. She walked super fast. The carriage guys were like way late. I ended up having all the guys run down the street to try and catch up with her because she was running so fast. Finally, it passed. Oh yeah, she was walking fast.
I was in heels. How fast can you go?
You walk fast. And so what happens is we end up not in the place where it's supposed to be beautiful and fancy, where we asked her to marry me, or I asked her to marry me, but in front of the outdoor kitchen where all the trash goes out. It was really awesome. Yeah. And then finally, she said yes, and that was the best part.
Yeah, which I had to keep reminding him when we were at Mario's having our nice dinner. He's like, oh, but it was supposed to be. I'm like, I did say yes. You actually should be happy.
Yes, I was happy. I was just, that was not how it was supposed to go down. I think the kids are, they're all different, and addressing each one of their needs in a different way has changed us in our ability to understand ourselves, be a lot more patient, be a little bit more creative in how to address certain things. It's taught me to shut up and not try and solve problems. Sometimes, my oldest just wants someone to listen. If you got to respect the other person, their strengths, their weaknesses, and kind of compliment the other person. We very much are different in our skill, what passions we have, what interests, and what we're good at, and I appreciate that about her. She's always fulfilling that part of my life that I've always had empty or not been good at.
Well, it makes us a good team.
Right.
So Zoe and I found it interesting to see how a couple beyond our own mom and dad's resolve conflict.
Lauren and I came to the realization that children in a relationship will always make a relationship more challenging.
And finally, Zoe and I came to the conclusion that not everything in a relationship will go as planned.
No matter how much planning is put into it.